the Fantasy Fanatics podcast on SportsTownChicago.com. Welcome back to Fantasy Fanatics on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
I'm Andrew Freeman.
And on the Illinois Center for Broadcasting hotline, he joins us every week at 2:15 to break down the NFL Week 7. We have Chris Simpson from the Daily Blitz. What's up, Chris?
Boo.
What's going on, boys? Hello there, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going, Chris? It's great to hear your voice.
My fellow judge in the debate tournament.
Yes, we have. We're on the what is it called? World of Sports.
Yeah, that's the thing I just started. It's another social media outlet, a media thing. I just see so many people debating sports all the time, and I just thought, why not get all those people together in one group and just talk nothing but sports and smack at the same time?
Yes, so. And you started debate tournaments over certain topics, and I am a judge. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Come on, man. You're the harshest person I know.
Yes,
so
I am.
I had to.
And as soon as someone says anything positive about Derrick Rose, I make sure and sweep their legs out from under them and make them cry.
Oh, man.
He hasn't played since 2011. Shut up.
Well, he played a couple games in 2013, guys.
Shut up.
First off, and talk about the Dolphins and Bears game, because the Bears are finally home, and then after that they go on the road again for a while. But do you think the Bears can win this game? Is this an evenly matched game against the Dolphins?
I think it's somewhat of a trap game, Ryan, because, play Green Bay exceptionally tough until they got Dan Marino in their own house on Sunday. For the Bears to win, they got in Hartline and Mike Wallace and force Ryan Tannehill to get the ball to someone else. They don't have no Sean Moreno, so the Dolphins come into this game injured. When I look at the Bears, for the Bears to win this one, they really have to find some way to contain Cameron Wade, keep him away from getting to Jay Cutler.
The Thursday night game between the Jets and Patriots, that was a lot closer than people expected, and of course, you and Andrew had a little bet going on about that.
Yes.
But are you surprised that the Jets were able to keep this one close?
No, I'm not, because this is a rivalry game. They see these guys 2 times a year, and they always play New England tough. They put pressure on Brady at times. They did their best to take away Gronkowski. And Geno Smith, he wasn't pressing. He just played within the system. He handed the ball off. They got the running game going, and they won the time of possession battle. The Jets just shot themselves in the foot because they committed a lot of stupid penalties.
I'd just love to congratulate you on your victory last night over the tweet wagers we are having on every Thursday night game. The week before that, you're right on that one as well. So you're currently 2-1 winning the wagers. But let me just tell you how close it was.
Oh, God.
For the game before last week, he won by a touchdown. I hate J.J. Watt now. He ruined everything. A score away from me being 2-0. And then Nick's this week, he was right. There's a differential. I was off by 13 points for the score, and he was off by 12. 1 point differential! Congratulations. I guess that's why you're the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good games this week. There's the Cincinnati is at Indianapolis. That's going to be a good game. And then, of course, the game of the night, of course, because it's on Sunday Night Football, is the 49ers at the Broncos. Who do you think is going to win the 49ers and Broncos game and then the Bengals and Colts?
Well, when I look at the 49ers and Broncos, I think when you face Peyton Manning, everybody feels you got to light the scoreboard up, put some points on the scoreboard to keep up with them. No, you don't want to get out of your identity. So if I'm San Fran, you got to come out and you got to pound Frank Gore, Carlos, physical brand of football that's gotten you to 3 straight NFC title games. And because I don't think Kaepernick is going to win you the game throwing the ball 35 times a game. That's just not his style of quarterback. And then you look at Denver. The thing I think Peyton does better now, Ryan and Andrew, is he's not dependent on the big play too much. He's going short. He's going intermediate. You see, he and Demaryius Thomas, I think, are the best at that wide receiver screen. Peyton can just get it to him, and Demaryius is going to do the rest. But I think the thing that's been so impressive with him is he's lost some zip on the ball. He throws a lot of floaters, but it still gets to his receivers. I like Denver in this one. I don't think San Fran has enough offense to keep up with Denver. And if I have to choose between Denver's receivers and San Fran's defensive backs, I'm taking Denver's receivers all day. And then Cincinnati and Indianapolis, I like Indy. I like the way Andrew Luck is playing right now.
I like that call, but with San Francisco, we're used to them being a physical team, but their defense doesn't seem as physical as they used to.
And that's the thing, Andrew. They're not. I think they're a good defense, but I won't say they're elite or top 3 like we've been calling them over the last couple of years. You know, I think they're good, but not having Alden Smith, I think, has really hurt this defense. I think getting Navarro Bowman back is going to give them a boost, but they're not physical. They're not as aggressive as we're accustomed to seeing.
The Chargers have been rolling all season long, and maybe a lot of that has to do with an easy schedule that they've had early on. But the Chiefs come into San Diego to have a win, and this is, of course, in a division that they're both in. Who do you think comes out on top between the Chiefs and Chargers?
I like San Diego to keep rolling. I just think right now Phillip Rivers, he's playing with a lot of confidence. Those receivers across the board are playing with a lot of confidence. Antonio Gates looks like the guy that came into the league 10 years ago, a superstar nobody had ever heard of. I'm just concerned about the Chargers' defense because they did give up 4 touchdowns to a rookie quarterback.
We also have the Giants at the Cowboys, and this is another game where hopefully you'll see 2 really good quarterbacks come to life in Tony Romo and Eli Manning. Who do you think is going to take this one?
I like Dallas. I just think right now they're rolling. They're playing with a lot of confidence, especially after a win like last week. They're getting DeMarco Murray the ball. The offensive line, they're doing their job up front. Tony Romo, he's getting a lot of one-on-ones on the outside with Dez Bryant and Terrence Williams. And you can't forget Jason Witten, I think one of the most prolific tight ends in NFL history, working the middle and working the seam route. But this defense has really made the difference for the Dallas Cowboys this year. Their front 7 is physical, they're aggressive, even without Sean Lee, and their secondary is getting better, and they're getting turnovers and takeaways at the right time.
All right, let's move it to hot starts. What, in a fantasy aspect, who are you going to start that not everybody knows about or thinks should start?
Well, if you have anybody on the Baltimore Ravens, start them. They're playing the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons can't cover or defend anybody to save themselves. I started Joe Flacco last week, and he got me 35 points
on
my fantasy team. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you get when you play zone coverage.
He was a second
used the middle of the field. But yeah, if you have Torrey Smith, Steve Smith, any offensive player on the Baltimore Ravens, start them.
What about the backup running back?
Start them. The Falcons can't. The Falcons have the worst defense in football, Andrew.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it is. Who are some of the people that you would like to sit this week? Some people that maybe you were starting last week, but it just doesn't look like a good matchup this week.
Eli. I'd sit Eli right now because you just don't know what to get from him because he struggled a lot last week, but a lot of those sacks I think were his fault because he was holding on to the ball too long. If you hold it for more than 3 seconds, expect to get punished, and that's what happened.
Yeah, he got ate up by that defense last week.
Yeah, he really did. And another guy I'd potentially start T.Y. Hilton. He's coming off a big game. You don't know what he's going to do next, but he's always a guy that Andrew Luck is going to target down the field.
Now, who is someone you just completely like, I'm done with you, I'm going to drop you now?
Oh, man. Wow. I'd say Matt Ryan. You just don't know what you're going to get from this guy.
It's true.
He's so high on him, year in and year out. Why not just sit him?
Yeah, after his 468-yard game, it's been all downhill.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it's been with the whole Falcons team as the Bears just destroyed them last week, too. Who are some of these sleeper options that maybe are on the free agent list right now and people should be having on their team before Sunday?
Brandon Oliver of the San Diego Chargers. I think he's a mix of Darren Sproles and Danny Woodhead. That guy you could check the ball down to in the middle of the field, and he can do the rest. He's a guy, he's small, but he can do that dirty work for your team.
I agree with that.
Is there anybody else that you can think of off the top of your head maybe as far as quarterbacks are concerned about starting and sitting besides the ones that you already named?
I'd start Brian Hoyer if I were you.
Okay,
Jacksonville, why not? And Brian Hoyer, he's been playing with tremendous confidence right now. That offensive line is protecting him. I think the Cleveland Browns as a whole are just playing with a lot of confidence right now across the board. They're third in rushing. Start their running back. If you got Ben Tate. Andrew, was he back from injuries?
Yeah, Ben Tate was back. He had a monster week last week.
So, start Ben Tate. Start Jordan Cameron because I know I'm starting him on Sunday.
He also had a good week last week.
Right. So, and start their defense as well, because the Browns have a pretty good defense with Paul Kruger, Barkevius Mingo. You got those two pass rushers. You got Dansby in the middle and Dante Whitner and Joe Hayden and Justin Gilbert in your secondary.
Which Cleveland wide receiver are you putting the ball in the hands?
Oh, man.
Andrew Hawkins, Travis Benjamin.
I go Travis Benjamin.
Yeah. They've sort of been transitioning from Hawkins to Benjamin in the last 2 weeks.
Well, I think with Travis Benjamin, he's more reliable with the hands, because I've seen Hawkins drop some wide open passes.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about Fred Jackson over C.J. Spiller. Who do you think is the better running back between the two, and why?
I like C.J. Spiller because I think he just does a little bit more. He can catch the ball out the backfield, and as a running back, I think it's extremely essential that you're able to catch it and be a dual threat coming out the backfield. There's nothing better than your running back having 100 yards rushing, 75, 80, 85, 90, maybe even 100 yards rushing altogether.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Ooh.
Right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say C.J. Spiller is droppable in all leagues. He's averaging 2-point-something yards per carry, and they're not going to pass to him because he doesn't block first. So Fred Jackson, I believe, is the better option, and he's more dependable.
But Fred Jackson can't stay healthy, Andrew. That's the thing.
But he's healthy right now, so I would start him.
Okay.
Right? I mean, is he healthy? Everybody knows he's healthy.
Yeah, no, he's healthy. The thing is, he's on the Bills.
That's like saying start Devontae Freeman.
I'm not sure if you should really be starting anybody on the Bills. I know that they've had a pretty good season this year, but they're on track to have a pretty bad second half, I think.
Bills' defense is like ranked second.
Right. The Bills' defense is doing good, but I mean, how much can a defense do?
Jim Schwartz has those guys playing aggressive. He's a defensive-minded guy. And, he wants to mix it up. He's getting Mario Williams to the quarterback. You got Marcel Darius. You got Kyle Williams. The fact that they're playing some pretty good defense without a key guy in Jairus Byrd, I know he left during the offseason. That really says a lot about them.
Jim Schwartz is kind of an ass.
Yeah, he is.
When he played Detroit, you see him get carried off the field like he's Rudy or something. You're like, what? That was planned. He told the defense, if they win, you're carrying me off the field.
Yeah, he did.
That was such a wow.
Yeah, that was bad. Chris, before we let you go, where can people find your work online and on the radio?
The website is dailyblitz61.com. You can follow us on Twitter at dailyblitz_61, like the Facebook fan page, facebook.com/thedailyblitz. God, as far as shows, Wednesday I'm on the Sports Den with the chef Paul Doobie, the big man Nick Russell, and the ravishing one Roy Herman. I'm their football contributor. That comes on every Wednesday at 8 on Ustream.tv. Every Friday I am with Polar Opposites, Steve Suffredin and Ryan Cole with SportsTownChicago.com.
Yeah, that's a new
I'm
show.
with you guys, with you, Ryan Supprich, Andrew Freeman, and Ryan Risky on Fantasy Fanatics every Friday at 2:15 in the afternoon, and then Friday nights you can catch me on WXCI.org 91.7 with Shannon Person.
Nice, and go to World of Sports to debate sports.
Yeah, join that. We're trying to really get that off the ground and out there into some different states and stuff like that. So if you're a guy who likes sports or a girl that likes sports, and if you want to debate or just talk, run your mouth, this is for you.
All right, Chris, thanks for calling in to Fantasy Fanatics here on SportsTownChicago.com, and enjoy football weekend.
Guys.
Yeah, watch out next week. I'll get you.
Yeah, right.
I got you.
All right, that was Chris Simpson of the Daily Blitz. Follow him on Twitter at the Daily Blitz 61. The Fantasy Fanatics podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.